Good morning, children. Today, I welcome you to the story of the village of Palampur in the next edition. This is Miss Khyati Dwarkadas. Last time, I remember I had asked you to do certain let's discuss and certain activities from your textbook. And I'm sure I teach brilliant children. I teach very hard-working, diligent children, and they would have done their work. Just in case, if you haven't finished your work, keep your notebooks updated, children. The month is about to end. And mind you, notebooks carry marks, so keep them neat, labeled, colored, and tidy. So today, I had asked you previously to draw this chat between Dala and Ramkali. Both of them happen to be farm laborers. And if you notice in the textbook, they tell you that farm laborers come either from landless families or families cultivating small plots of land. Unlike farmers, farm laborers do not have a right over crops grown on the land. Instead, they are paid wages by the farmer from whom they work. Wages now can be in cash or they can be in kind. The farmer may give them food or may give them some things to run their house or meet their family needs. Or could be even a crop. A part of the produce of the crop can be given to these farm laborers. Now wages vary widely from region to region, from crop to crop, from farm to farm, and from farm activity to farm activity, like sowing and harvesting. There is also a wide variation in the duration of employment. Like some farm laborers are employed throughout the year, whereas some are employed only when there is work, like some are employed only in the sowing or harvesting seasons. Dala is a landless farm laborer who works on daily wages in Palampur. This means he must regularly look for work. The minimum wages for a farm laborer set by the government is rupees 300 per day in March 2017. But Dala gets only rupees 160. Now there is heavy competition for work among the farmers and farm laborers in Palampur. Therefore, people agree to work for whatever money they get. Instead of 300, even if it is 100, they agree to work. Dala complains about his situation to Ramkali, who is another farm laborer. And both Dala and Ramkali are among the poorest people in the village. So this brings us to a very important question in our lives. Why are farm laborers like Dala and Ramkali poor? I want you to answer it in your notebook, maybe with the help of the textbook after class today. Why are farmers like Dala and Ramkali poor? And another question, Gosaipur and Majhauli are two villages in North Bihar. Out of a total of 850 households in the two villages, there are more than 250 men who have employment in rural Punjab and Haryana or in Delhi, Mumbai, Surat, Hyderabad or Nagpur. So as we know nowadays, all of them are migrant laborers. such migration is common in most villages across India. So the question for you is, why do people migrate? Then, now, if you've watched the news in the last 2 months, you definitely know what work they were doing. But still, I want you to jot down what work or what employment did the migrants have in the place of their destination migration. So if someone from Gosaipur came to Mumbai, what do you think he was doing? At the same time, now that we've seen the lockdown and you've been a witness to history, tomorrow's history, what I want you to do is, when these migrants go back, lakhs of them have gone back to their own native lands. So what you are going to do is, you're going to tell me what are those native states going to do with the migrants. And at the same time, you're going to write down in your notebook, how are they going to provide for employment? Is the government doing something about it? So when the migrants have gone back, there were trains arranged and there was this big migrant mess in all over India. Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Mumbai, Nagpur, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal, somebody taking the migrants, somebody returning the migrants, somebody saying, no, I don't want my migrants back, somebody saying, you keep the migrants. Some migrants decide to flee, they walk on the road, they walk on the railway track, they lose their lives, and whatnot. It's been a terrible condition. So when these migrants go back, what employment is the government providing them with? They've left their lands and come. Now they have gone back because of COVID. So what are they going to do? The next heading we have is the capital needed in farming. Now we have already seen that modern farming methods require a great deal of capital. So the farmer now needs more money than before. Most small farmers have to borrow money to arrange for capital. And where do they get this money from? From large farmers, obviously, or the money lenders in the village, or the traders who supply various inputs for cultivation. The rate of interest on such loans is very, very high. They are put to such great distress to repay the loan. And you have a case study here. Savita, who is a small farmer, she plans to cultivate her wheat on a 1 hectare of land with pesticides. She needs cash to buy water, repair her farm instruments. She estimates the total. She doesn't have money. She borrows from Tejpal Singh, a large farmer. Tejpal Singh agrees to give her loan at an interest rate of 24% for 4 months, which is a very, very high interest rate, children. So Savita, also a farm laborer, promises to work on his field as a farm laborer during harvest season at ₹100 per day. Now you realize, instead of 300, she's already working for 100. And Savita knows that she will have to work very hard to complete harvesting on her own field and work as a farm laborer for Tejpal Singh. The harvest time is a very, very busy time. As a mother of 3 children, she has a lot of household responsibilities. Savita agrees to these tough conditions as she knows that getting a loan is difficult for a small farmer. Look at the condition she is in. What a pitiable plight. In contrast, to these small farmers, you have the medium and large farmers. And they have their own savings from farming. Thus, they are able to arrange for capital that is required. And how do they have their own savings? What do they do with it? In this chapter only we shall come to know. Now this is the entire debt cycle, DEBT, debt cycle. Your people take loans. Now if they take loans from banks, it's a formal sector loan and it has a lower rate of interest, and sooner or later you can repay it easily. The criterion for taking loans from a formal sector or a bank is much more simpler. But if you take loans from money lenders, traders, large farmers, repayment is difficult, and it becomes very, very difficult to move ahead in life. It causes difficult situations, difficult circumstances for the individual who has taken the loan, and puts the individual into a debt cycle, DEBT, debt cycle. This brings us all on to page, I think it is 9 of the textbook, where they have let's discuss the story so far in the form of fill in the blanks. And they've given you these blanks on page 9 and 10 of your textbook, which obviously you are smart children, you will fill. I don't need to tell you this each time. Fill it in the textbook. It's fill in the blanks. Our next heading is the sale of surplus farm products, children. And they have a lot of thought for us. So they tell us that suppose the farmers have produced wheat on their land using 3 factors of production, and the wheat is harvested and production is complete. What are the farmers going to do with the wheat? One is obvious, they're going to keep some part of it for themselves. They need to feed their family. They can't go hungry. Second, they will obviously sell it. Where will they sell it? Either in the local market. Now, if the farmer is large enough and has that much surplus, he will sell a part of it in the local market and a large part of it in the faraway market or the wholesale market, where he will get some profit. Then that money will be kept, the profit will be kept with the farmer to reinvest. And that will be again his capital for production. Thus we have understood how farmers use this as production, because from his profit he can then buy more raw material, more seeds. Maybe he will expand his land, he will buy some technology and better his farming equipment. Thank you, children. Until here we shall keep today's class. However, I have given you that fill in the blank to complete for today. I have asked you some questions for your notebook, which I have spoken in my video, as well as there is a video following this screen, which I want you to see very, very carefully. This video talks about the actual plight of the farmers, and this is from Maharashtra, made by a farmer himself. So do watch this video, children. It is really very touching to the heart.
धरती, ओ मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती, मेरे देश की धरती,
मेरे देश की धरती, मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती, मेरे देश की धरती, मेरे देश की धरती।
बैलों के गले में जब घुंघरू जीवन का राग सुनाते हैं,
जीवन का राग सुनाते हैं,
गम को सो दूर हो जाता है, खुशियों के कमल मुस्काते हैं,
खुशियों के कमल मुस्काते हैं।
सुन के रहट की आवाजें, सुन के रहट की आवाजें, यूं लगे कहीं शहनाई बजे,
लगे कहीं शहनाई बजे,
आते ही मस्त बहारों के दुल्हन की तरह हर खेत सजे,
दुल्हन की तरह हर खेत सजे।
मेरे देश की धरती, मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती, मेरे देश की धरती,
मेरे देश की धरती।
चलते हैं इस धरती पे हल ममता अंगड़ाइयां लेती है,
अंगड़ाइयां लेती है,
जो ना पूजे इस माटी को जो जीवन का सुख देती है,
जो जीवन का सुख देती है।
इस धरती पे जिसने जन्म लिया, इस धरती पे जिसने जन्म लिया, उसने ही पाया प्यार तेरा,
पाया प्यार तेरा।
यहाँ अपना पराया कोई नहीं, यहाँ अपना पराया कोई नहीं है, सब पे माँ उपकार तेरा,
है सब पे माँ उपकार तेरा।
मेरे देश की धरती, मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती, मेरे देश की धरती,
मेरे देश की धरती।
गौतम नानक का, खिलते हैं अमन के फूल यहाँ,
खिलते हैं अमन के फूल यहाँ।
गांधी सुभाष टैगोर तिलक, ऐसे हैं चमन के फूल यहाँ,
ऐसे हैं चमन के फूल यहाँ।
रंग हरा हरी सिंह नलवे से, रंग लाल है लाल बहादुर से, रंग बना बसंती भगत सिंह,
बना बसंती भगत सिंह।
रंग अमन कबीर जवाहर से,
अमन कबीर जवाहर से।
मेरे देश की धरती, मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती, मेरे देश की धरती,
मेरे देश की धरती, मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती। मेरे देश की धरती, मेरे देश की धरती, मेरे देश की धरती, मेरे देश की धरती, मेरे देश की धरती।
It's thank you until we meet again.